Welcome back to our channel. This is Department of Anatomy, Guntur Medical College, and in this dissection video we will see the cubital fossa. Cubital fossa is the depression, and this is the depression in the front of the elbow. Now we will see the boundaries, and this is the lateral boundary and this is the brachioradialis. So lateral boundary is the medial border of brachioradialis, and this is the medial boundary, and this is the medial lateral border of pronator teres. So these are the two boundaries. The apex is the meeting point of the brachioradialis and the pronator teres. Now we will see the apex and the base. Apex, we have removed the skin, superficial fascia and the deep fascia, and this is the one more important apex from the biceps tendon, and this is the bicipital aponeurosis which is inserted to the deep fascia. Over the bicipital aponeurosis, median cubital vein will be present, which is removed here. So this is the apex. Now if you see the floor of the cubital fossa, in the upper half this is the brachialis muscle, and in the lower half if you see this is the supinator muscle. So two floor, brachialis and supinator. Now we will see the contents of the cubital fossa. Contents of the cubital fossa we have to see in any order, from medial to lateral or lateral to medial. So in this now we will see from medial to lateral. So if I just retract the pronator teres, you can see the medial most content of the cubital fossa, and this is the median nerve. So this is the median nerve, which is the medial most content of the cubital fossa. So this median nerve leaves between the two heads of the pronator teres. You can see this is the humeral head of pronator teres, and this is the ulnar head of pronator teres, and the median nerve leaves the cubital fossa between the two heads of the pronator teres. The second content is this brachial artery, which is entering the cubital fossa. So brachial artery is the continuation of axillary artery which runs in the front of the arm and enters the cubital fossa and divides at the neck of the radius into this is the ulnar artery, and another branch is this radial artery. So two terminal branches, ulnar artery and radial artery. If you see this, radial artery leaves through the apex of the cubital fossa. So this is the radial artery which leaves the fossa through the apex of the cubital fossa, and this ulnar artery passes deep to the deep head of pronator teres, or the ulnar head of the pronator teres. Otherwise, this deep head of pronator teres separates this ulnar artery and the median nerve. I think you should have understood. This is the deep head which separates this median nerve and the ulnar artery. So we have finished the two contents, median nerve, brachial artery. Now is this biceps tendon is the third content. Biceps tendon, which is inserted to the radial tuberosity, is the another content of the cubital fossa. The next lateral most content is this radial nerve. Radial nerve you can see here. So this is the radial nerve which has come to the front of the arm from the spiral groove. So you can nicely appreciate it comes in the front of the arm between the two muscles. You can see this is the brachialis and this is the radial nerve, and this is the brachioradialis origin from the humeral head. So this radial nerve enters the front of the arm between the brachialis and the brachioradialis muscles, and it divides into two branches. You can see this is the superficial branch of the radial nerve which is purely sensory, and this is the terminal deep branch of this radial nerve, otherwise called as the posterior interosseous nerve, which pierces the floor muscle supinator and enters the back of the forearm to supply the back of forearm muscles. So this superficial branch of radial nerve will accompany the radial artery in the front of forearm. So these are the four contents of the cubital fossa we have seen in detail. Now again we will revise quickly. Median nerve, brachial artery, biceps tendon and radial nerve. Boundaries: laterally brachioradialis, medially pronator teres. Apex is the joining of pronator teres and brachioradialis, and base is the imaginary line joining the two epicondyles, and floor is the brachialis and the supinator muscle. I hope we should have understood this cubital fossa dissection in detail. With the next dissection of upper limb, we will see in the next video. Thank you.